Okay, Frederick and I did a story a few months ago about pressure versus force, or pressure and shifting, and there's some confusion about it. The center of mass basically is somewhere in this part of my body, somewhere in the middle of this part of my body, somewhere in the middle of this part of the body. Center of mass is just all the mass I have. Where's the center of that mass? That's how we define it. It's projected, it's not measured on the high quality force plates. And the high quality force plates have two plates to them. So I got, what does my right leg push into the ground? What does my left leg push into the ground? I'm moving pressure right here from side to side. I'm moving pressure, but really my center of mass isn't moving very much. So a lot of people, when they look on force plates or pressure pads, they see a lot of movement side to side, and they assume all my weight's on the right or all my weight's on the left. But my weight isn't moving much, but my pressure is, and that's where people get confused in the golf swing. This orange whip is an awesome tool. I buy these, they're great to work on your golf swing. If you want to feel what's happening, the orange whip is much heavier than a golf club, it's much softer than a golf club. I'm trying to move this from side to side. So if I'm trying to move this fairly quickly, I really don't feel much arm movement. I'm really using my feet to push. I'm pressuring my right leg, I'm pressuring my left leg, and that is making me move side to side, but my center of mass is not moving very much. Where I see people mess up is they move to the right, not enough. They start rotating too soon. They don't move into the right leg. And then they don't use that momentum to get up in the backswing, but then they think they're supposed to get all their weight on the left leg very early in the downswing. We don't want to do that, particularly with a longer club. So you want to feel like you're moving to the right. By this point, we've moved nearly all our weight into the right leg. We're probably pressuring the ground with more than we originally started here. So we're moving to the right, pushing pretty hard into the ground. That push down helps get our arms raising, helps get our chest raising. And then as we start down, which is probably starting about here in the backswing, we're pushing across. So I'm pressuring, pushing that way to get onto this leg, but I'm not shifting my mass way forwards. That is the biggest difference. When you're looking at a pressure pad, you see pressure move, and people think they're supposed to go from the trail side onto the lead side. What you will also see with a lot of players, long hitters, baseball players, all this kind of stuff, they're pressuring so hard from trail to lead. As the lead leg lands, it pushes them back. So a lot of the long hitters end up on their right leg. That's only because they've pushed from this side to the lead side, and then the ground pushed them back. If you can always think about, the ground is going to do the opposite and the amount, opposite direction, but the same amount you push into the ground. So when you're looking at a player who doesn't look like they move very much, a good player is pressuring side to side so well that they don't look like they're swaying all over the place, but they are pressuring, they are putting a lot of force into the ground. So I really love just using something like this, an orange whip, to make me feel like I've got to move this thing with some force. When you look at the video, my head isn't moving very much side to side, but if I was standing on force plates, you'd see quite a bit of pressure being forced down, force going down, pressure going down. I'm not moving very much. A lot of recreational players, they'll be told that they're swaying, and what happens is they're really not applying much pressure. They're just kind of what I would call drifting. It's not that they're swaying, they're just kind of drifting. So get the feeling that you're pushing side to side as much as you can. You're applying force, which is great. You're applying pressure to the ground. And now the body's staying pretty centered, looking centered. When you do this drill, you'll feel quite a bit of movement side to side, but you won't see a ton of movement side to side. So pushing the ground appropriately side to side, done correctly, helps create rotation, helps create lift. It doesn't move the center of mass very much. And that's where so many people get it wrong.